At one point in time, this was the hottest selling rapper of all times. But right now, you have to take a second look just to recognize him. If you don't know who I'm talking about, this is who is Mike Jones. You know what I'm saying? The dude who used to give his phone number out. He was down with Swisher House and Ice Age. He had to deal with Asylum. He done dropped like 200 pounds because he used to weigh like 300 pounds. And I think he got diabetes or some type of health issues that caused him to lose a lot of weight. A lot of people think it was stress, but I think it was diabetes. And as you can see that he don't got the gold platinum grills in of the ice, because that's Ice Age. He was iced out, man. Everybody know when Mike Jones was doing his thing, man. He kept him a big piece of chain, and he kept his cars all candy. He used to just do his thing, man. But as you can see, you can't even recognize him no more. He's still waiting on that money that was owed to him because he sold all them records. And Swisher House had folded, and the record label had owed him a lot of money. The big label had owed him, the parent company owed him some money, and he never got that check, man. So a lot of people say, man, he just standing up in the house with no furniture because he looking sick because he can't pay his rent. You know what I'm saying? But it's all messed up because all this happened once he got into the fight with Trae the Truth. You know what I'm saying? Trae the Truth had some beef with him, and I don't know if Mike Jones knew about it or whatever, but Trae the Truth sucker punched him at the Ozone Awards, punched him 3 times and broke his nose, and Mike Jones didn't defend himself, and Mike Jones still went on the Ozone Awards and gave out an award, and he received a couple awards too that night. But ever since that embarrassment, he ain't been able to put out nothing hot ever since that day. And Trey the Truth, a lot of people said, man, he wouldn't have blew if he wouldn't have punched that dude. Cause he was saying that Trey Day was his day. He the one that was doing stuff for the kids and going out the way to take care of the youth in Houston. And Mike Jones was getting all the credit for him and for it, and so he punched him. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a sucker move by Trae the Truth. Because Trae the Truth knew the dude really wasn't no fighter, but everybody, the masses didn't know that. But Mike Jones didn't even make no shoot 'em up, bang bang music at all. You know what I'm saying? He sucker punched that man. He was jealous of that man. You know what I'm saying? And just because he did that, he got signed to Ti, and things been rolling for him real good. And he just took the place of Mike Jones, and he can't see Mike Jones in no rap battle. I heard they was thinking about doing the verses, but Trey the Truth, he ain't gonna do nothing but get mad when Mike Jones start winning and try to fight him and punch him. You know what I'm saying? I heard they reconciled their beef, but man, you just you tarnished that man's whole career just that one night. He got punched in front of every celebrity in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? At a time where that's unheard of and that was uncalled for, man. Nowadays you get punched, you become more famous. Back then that was frowned upon, man. And that dude went and lost a lot of weight. He fell off the scene. You never heard of Mike Jones no more. A lot of people didn't even know it happened till after it happened. He could have kept making music and stuff. It don't matter that he got punched and assaulted, but it was just his conscience, man. He couldn't live with the fact that Trey the Truth embarrassed him in front of thousands of people, man, and bloodied his nose, and he wouldn't fight back. He wouldn't fight back to save his soul. The punch didn't even hurt him on top of that, he looked at the dude as soon as he got punched. You know what I'm saying? He ate the punch, but his nose was all bust open and stuff, man. It was broke, you know what I'm saying? And I think Trey the Truth still had nightmares about that night because it ain't no way you can walk around with your chest poked out after you just took down another man and brought yourself up. You know what I'm saying? it took you punching this man to even get publicity because I didn't know who you was. And really, you can rap because people say you can rap, but like the topics you talking about and the way that you rap, you couldn't mess with Mike Jones. You couldn't mess with Chameleon. You couldn't mess with Paul Wild. You couldn't mess with nobody that was over at Swisher House. You know what I'm saying? And I think, a lot of people blackball Mike Jones because Mike Jones just wouldn't come out to work no more. He didn't feel safe. He didn't know if Trae the Truth was going to pop up at one of the shows or some of the goons from Jay Prince or Swisher House or Chameleon team was going to pop up and try to put hands on him. So you know what he did was he moved out of the area. He moved all out to Oklahoma, Kansas City. He moved to places that nobody would never look for him for. Wayland, Wyoming. He just took a lot of time off, but he didn't realize the time he took off, it just 1 month turned to a few years, and then he got caught up in this deal to where he couldn't get out of his deal. And he had, his own label, and he had artists coming out, and then his money got froze. So when his money got froze, he thought he had like 3, 4, 5 million owed to him, and then the money just stopped coming in. So he was looking crazy, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times when you see him, he be wearing big old jackets and hats over his uh, hoodies and stuff, man. Cause the dude got old clothes from back in the days and stuff. When he was popping, he bought a lot of stuff, but he never got to wear it or whatever. And he just bringing all that stuff back out because this man don't fit none of his clothes. He been missing a lot of meals, you know what I'm saying? And Trae the Truth, they say he the reason for that. And if somebody try to sign him, he gonna come over there and bully them and beat them up because he don't want Mike Jones to ever have a voice again. Mike Jones got to turn down every contract unless he get out the state and go get with some other boss man from somewhere else, and hopefully that dude don't bully him because Mike Jones, as you see, he not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And Trae the Truth, he laughing all the way to the bank. But like I said, I don't think that's right. And I think, karma gonna come back on Trae the Truth because, we really miss Mike Jones. Mike Jones had a lot to offer, more than what Trae the Truth had to offer. You know what I'm saying? And Trae the Truth still ain't accomplished what Mike Jones have. Peace. I'm out.